Since water park season is around the corner in Southern California, we're going to do something a little different on this YouTube channel, and we're going to rank up all the slides at a water park. And in today's video, we're going to talk about Wild Rivers, which is the newest water park in the Southern California region. I visited this park a handful of times in its opening season, which I believe was 2022, and I had the opportunity to ride 20 of their slides. So we're going to rank up the top 20 in this video. Before we get started, please like this video, please leave a comment down below, let me know if you've been to Wild Rivers and what you think of the attractions there. And of course, please subscribe to this YouTube channel. The growth has been really great recently, and I'm trying to push to 10,000 subscribers. So please consider tapping that button down below. Thank you so much. Wild Rivers has a really good collection of slides. It's pretty impressive. The bottom 6 on this list are all slides in one of the park's kids areas called Kontiki Cove. So we're gonna run through these pretty quickly. Number 20 is this small teal tube in Kontiki Cove. Might be the smallest slide I've ever ridden. Number 19 is this teal dip, also in Kontiki Cove. Again, another slide that might be the smallest I've ever ridden. Number 18 is this red and orange slide. It's a very small scale average body slide that you can find in like hotels. Number 17, this blue and yellow tube. It's a little larger scale than the red and orange slide. Number 16 is this red and blue slide, which is low-key pretty interesting. You gain a good amount of speed, which is why it's pretty fun. But also, like, the base like drained out of water really quickly if someone went down it really fast and had a big splash, and then whenever someone would go after them, there would be no water to slow them down, so they could go all the way to the edge of the slide if you don't stop yourself, and you could hit the edge, hit the lip of the slide, which, like, I did that once and that hurt. So, like, be careful, use your brain, stop yourself if you can't, if the water isn't there to stop you, obviously. But other than that, having that much speed, it's like having a slip and slide going downhill, which is just pure fun. I love it. So it is really fun. And number 15 is this teal and orange slide. It's by far the largest scale in Kontiki Cove. I do like that there's a water bucket at the top of the slide, and you can dump it on the person who reaches the end of the slide, because the base of the slide is right below where you get in the slide at the top. So that was a cool design feature. But overall, Kontiki Cove is a really well done kids area. It has that massive water bucket. There's so many little jets and water sprayers everywhere. So it's 100% something worth doing. It's very cute, very fun. But we're gonna move on to the real water slides in this park. Starting things off at number 14 is a slide that's not very exciting. It's Tala. So this is one of 2 body slides in this park that is outside of the kids areas. Tala is literally just a larger version of the teal and orange slide in Kontiki Cove. So it's really not that special. It's low-key pretty boring. Like, it's just a bunch of turns. It would not be out of place in Kontiki Cove, if I'm being honest. Moving on to number 13 is Tala's sister slide. It is Mono. This is the other body slide in this park outside of the kids areas. This one has the added dynamic of the lighting changes. Like, there's a rainbow section. There's also like a lighter tube where sunlight seeps through. And I feel like it's possible to gain a lot of speed on this slide because I think it's a little steeper than Tala. So these 2 slides are pretty cute. I noticed that these are the first to close in this park. So, like, if you go on a weekday in the summer, there's a chance that these 2 may not be open. So just a heads up. But honestly, like I said, it's not that deep, because they are just larger scale slides that you can find in Kontiki Cove. Moving on to number 12 is Samoan Serpent. This is the tamest of the tube slides. It's very traditional. You can find a slide like this pretty much anywhere. It is open air. You have a tube. It's just a bunch of descending turns, so nothing too eventful. There is this one section with an enclosed tube, but it's very short. Overall, it's pretty tame and something that you could find pretty much anywhere at any water park. So we're moving on to number 11, which is Bombay Blasters. These are very short body slides, and unlike the traditional body slides like Tala, Mono, and the ones in Kontiki Cove, these are drop slides, so they're gonna spit you out into a pool. So for that reason, you have to be considered a strong swimmer in order to experience these attractions. It is pretty fun dropping into the water after a water slide. There are 2 of them. There's an orange slide and a blue slide right next to each other. One turns right, one turns left before it spits you into the pool. From experience, I will have to say you should plug your nose when you drop in the pool. Otherwise, you're going to get a face full of chlorine. But outside of that, it's pretty cute. Not to be outdone though, number 10 on the list is Tahitian Toucan, which are the two body slides right next door. The drop into the pool is a little taller than the drop on Bombay Blasters, and it's kind of fun just going straight into the water and not having a turn. So you can see everything. You can pretty much launch yourself as fast as you can straight into the pool, which is really, really fun. You can get some air, and just like Bombay Blasters, plug your nose. These two slides pay homage to the original Wild Rivers water park, so that's pretty cool that they respected their history. I only got to go to that original Wild Rivers water park once, and I like barely remember it, so that's why I'm not discussing it more in this video. Moving on to number 9 is Pipeline. This is pretty much the sister slide to Samoan Serpent, except instead of being open air, this one is a tube, so it is enclosed. Unlike Samoan Serpent, it feels like you can pick up a lot of speed on Pipeline. I think it's a little steeper, which you can't really tell when you're on the ride, but you just feel it if you have a good amount of weight in your raft, and you just fly towards the end of the attraction. So that is pretty cool. But outside of that, there's really not much to talk about because this is definitely a water slide you can find at like any water park ever. Some variation of Pipeline. Wild Rivers has 2 towers of large family raft slides, and these are by far my favorite in the park. There's 2 towers that both have 2 slides, so 4 total, and the lowest ranking of the family raft slides is number 8, Tortuga. This one is very, very, very underwhelming when compared to the other 3 in my opinion. There's really not that much to it. It is kind of bizarre because after you start the slide, you go into like this orange ball looking thing. If you're going backwards into the slide, you're going to go far up on the wall, which is pretty fun. I enjoy that. But other than that, if you're not in that seat, it's pretty boring. And then you go through like this helix thing, which pulls some decent G's, but nowhere near as many as another slide that we're going to talk about later. And then you go into a tube, which has like the star effect with little holes in it, which is pretty cute, but you have like no speed and no force through this section of the slide. And then you have a pretty underwhelming drop into the pool. So overall, the Tortuga ride experience just does not live up to its sister slides. Like, it's fine. It is what it is. Not my favorite at all. Moving on to number 7, we're going to talk about this water park's toilet bowl slide called Tiki's Revenge. These toilet bowl slides are some of my favorites like ever, so I was really excited for Tiki's Revenge. This one's a little different. I believe Whitewater West created every single water slide in this park, and I think this was my first time doing a toilet bowl slide created by Whitewater West. So this model was a little smaller scale, so you don't get quite as much speed. The one that I've most recently ridden is called Coyote Canyon at the Great Wolf Lodge, and you fly through that one. You get some crazy speed going. That one was so much fun. So Tiki's Revenge is still a really good water slide, especially when you compare it to Pipeline and Samoan Serpent on the same slide tower, but it just doesn't live up to the potential that it has. You have to get a good amount of weight to get some speed going, but even if you have that, the speed burns out a lot faster than it does on Coyote Canyon because the slide is smaller scale and there's just a lot less room to work with. It can be a little awkward exiting the toilet bowl because you might be put in the position where you have to push yourself out, which is a little awkward. The exit for Coyote Canyon is much more well done. Moving on to number 6, we're going to talk about another family raft slide, which is Typhoon. This one is right next to Tortuga, and very similarly, it is a little underwhelming. I do think it's quite a bit better than Tortuga. The first half is very similar to traditional family raft slides, where it's just kind of open air. You're going through the slide, going back and forth. Some of the turns can be really, really fun. And then you're going to go inside a tube and drop into this mini funnel. I really, really, really wish Wild Rivers had like a full scale funnel, kind of like Pacific Spin that used to be at Soak City, or Howlin' Tornado at the Great Wolf Lodge, because those full-scale funnels are so much fun. They're some of my favorite water slides ever, and this small-scale one is nowhere near as good, obviously. Very similar to the beginning of Tortuga, if you get the chance to go backwards into this smaller funnel, it'll be by far the best. You'll get a little bit of airtime when you swing back up, but after that you pretty much slam into some water and you lose all your speed very, very quickly. The funnel itself is like curved, which is really, really bizarre, and then you're gonna drop down into the splash pool. So really not that interesting, and the thing that frustrates me the most about Typhoon, very similar to Tortuga, is the wasted potential. But moving on to number 5, this slide absolutely blew me away the first time I rode it. It is Fiji Falls. So this one basically has like 2 half toilet bowls. I've never done a slide like this. Like, I've seen them before at King's Dominion. I think Kings Island even has slides like this. But this one was the first one that I ever got to do myself. So when you go through these larger sections, it feels like you're entering a toilet bowl, but obviously you don't actually enter the toilet bowl. But the G-forces are so strong, it like pins you to the back of your raft. It's so much fun. I was a big fan. Obviously, the more weight you have in your raft, the faster you'll go, and the faster and the more powerful the force will be. So that's what I want as a thrill rides enthusiast. So this was by far the most surprising slide at Wild Rivers. It was so much fun. This is one of those water slides that I wanted to do over and over and over again. I thoroughly enjoyed it. Like, even in videos, it doesn't look that impressive, but I promise you, if you ride it, you'll understand what I'm saying. So go out and do it yourself. Moving on to the top 4, we have Tomcat Racers. So this is the park's mat racer. It's very, very traditional. You can find this type of slide at many other water parks around the world. So there's nothing that special about it, but the ride experience is just so much fun. Obviously, because you can race your friends, and also because it's pretty fast. Like, if you launch yourself into the tube, you can get some decent G-forces during that first turn, and then the drop into the splash run out is really, really fun as well. So overall, this is a very consistent, very fun, and pretty forceful ride experience, which I appreciate. Plus, the mat riding position is different from anything else in the park. But this top 3 is absolutely elite, starting things off with number 3, which is Aquaconda. Just like Fiji Falls, this was one of the craziest and most surprising slides at Wild Rivers. I remember looking at the animations for this park, I was like, oh, it's just a generic family raft slide. But if you have weight, the ride experience can be absolutely insane. You can ride up those walls really, really high. You can get some crazy airtime if you're in those lucky seats. And I got to do that a handful of times. It was so much fun. You can only put 6 people in your raft, but dude, like, do it. Like, when you enter that spotted tunnel, that's the first wall that you can get pretty high on, and the rest of the ride, depending upon the weight in your raft, can be absolutely insane. You can fly up these turns. It's absolutely bonkers. Aquaconda gave me so many good memories with so many cool people, so it's 100% worth doing, and it absolutely blew me away. Moving on to number 2 is Pelican's Plunge. This has a very good case to be number 1. This ride is absolutely incredible. I am a total sucker for water coasters. I am down bad to get on more water coasters. I really want to do Krakatoa at Volcano Bay. I've only ever done Mile High Flyer at Waterworld in Denver. That is still by far the best water slide I've ever ridden. So I 100% need to do more of these. I've been to Holiday World twice, and both times I skipped Splash and Safari because I was lapping Voyage. But next time I get out to Holiday World, I 100% need to do Splash and Safari for both Mammoth and Wildebeest. Those look so good. Pelican's Plunge isn't quite on that level, but it's still an incredible ride experience. And as someone who's water coaster deprived, I was blown away. Like, the first drop, you go from the top height of the slide platform all the way down to ground level. It's so much fun. If you sit in the back of your tube, you'll get a little airtime pop dropping down. So that's so fun. and then when it launches you back up, your back is going to get soaked, which is so fun. Then the slide kind of takes a breather, you chill through a couple turns, and then you're going to have another drop. It's very steep and shorter, so I think it's a better airtime moment, and when it pushes you back up, your back is going to get soaked again, and then you're going to turn into a funnel. And because the rafts on this ride are much smaller than the rafts on Typhoon, this funnel is way crazier, way more fun. You can get really high on those walls, especially if you sit in the front, so I appreciate that this water slide has a benefit for the front seat rider and the backseat rider. That's just so cool. It's an absolutely incredible ride experience. It is very popular, and it does have special tubes because it is a water coaster, so waiting for it isn't great. This is definitely one of the most popular slides in the park, so you got to do it. Try to do it as much as you can because it is pure fun. It's probably one of my favorite water slides I've ever ridden, and I am down bad for more water coasters. But if you know me and you know this YouTube channel, you know I'm a roller coaster person. I'm a theme park nerd. I do appreciate water parks, but they just don't have enough diversity to draw me in as much as roller coaster parks do, or obviously theme parks. Anyway, moving on to number 1 is another fantastic water slide. It's called Bora Bora Boomerango. It's so much fun. This is basically the largest scale thrill slide in this park. I don't know the official name for this slide model. It's not quite a funnel, but it acts as a funnel because you ride up that wall and then you have one airtime bump before you slide into the splash pool. If you go down that first drop facing forwards, you're actually gonna get airtime, which is freaky. And obviously if you're not facing forwards, you're either facing sideways or backwards, which is just crazy going down any drop sideways or backwards. But facing forwards, you get crazy floater airtime with zero restraint, and I live for that. That's so much fun. And obviously when you ride up the wall, you're gonna get a similar floating sensation, not quite as good. Very similar to Aquaconda, this ride will be better if you get as many people in it as you can. The more weight you have, the higher up you'll go on that wall. There was one ride that was like insane. I got like way too high, like low key. It was kind of crazy. I don't know if it was supposed to happen, but I'm glad it happened. And then if you have a good amount of speed coming out of that wave turn, you're gonna fly over that airtime hill, and that's another weightless moment. So this water slide has 3 airtime moments, which is absolutely crazy. Just like Pelican's Plunge, it's one of my favorite water slides I've ever ridden. I might like it more than the funnel slides like Howlin' Tornado or Pacific Spin, which I desperately miss. Soak City is down bag for a standout water slide, but Wild Rivers has 2 of them, so it's 100% worth doing. So that is how I rank the top 20 water slides at Wild Rivers. Do you agree with this list? Have you had a chance to visit this park? Please let me know down in the comments below. Please like this video, and of course please subscribe to this YouTube channel. We're pushing for 10,000 subscribers, so I would greatly appreciate your support. Thank you so much, and I will catch you later.